So where am I now? Okay. Right, we're here. Right, let me get organized here, people. Right, set this up. So we'll just make sure that everything is hunky-dory here. Do we have... There we go, we have audio and video. We're doing very well tonight. Very, very well. So my friends, welcome back to the channel. Hope everybody is safe and well. So yes, my friends, we are going to continue on testing the Krone BiG M 500. My partner in crime, Mr. Tony Miff, pointed something out to me in terms of the attacher joint. Now I did notice it myself yesterday when I was testing the tether, that the PTO shaft didn't connect properly to the Krone BiG M 500. So basically, MyGamesteam. So there's an attacher joint for the in the i3D. Basically, it was broken in the conversion process. So MyGamesteam created a brand new attacher joint node. So my guess would be that the position of it was off. So what we're going to do today is we're going to test the. What I did was I downloaded all of the balers that are on the official mod hub. Right, so there's a lot of them. CBW, how are you, sir? How are things? Thank you for tuning in, my friend. I appreciate that. Hope you're doing well, sir. So yeah, there is a lot of balers on the mod hub. Look, so there's an absolute shit ton of them. So what we're going to do is we're going to do some testing today and just see how the balers connect up to the the rear PTO here. So they have to be a pin hitch. So that is a pin hitch. See, there's a pin hitch and a ball hitch. Now, I don't remember if a ball hitch is supported. I think it is. I'm not doing too bad, sir. I'm not doing too bad. Let me show you something else that I've been working on as well. So, basically, I've tried something different in terms of the dirt and wear mask. So you can see here, look, if I can get up. So when you with the wear and tear on the vehicle, you have a damage and that type of thing. So the original BiG M 500 was using a kind of a different type of a dirt and wear texture. So what I did was I used the one from the Roper root crop cart to because that one has a different kind of dirt mask. See all this here, look. See the way all the paint is chipped off of it, look. So this chip paint, all the paint is chipped off, or whatever you call it, look. So all around here, look. So you can see all the, look, all up here, look. So basically I've swapped out the V mask for the one on the Ropa, because I wanted to do something a little bit different with the the dirt and wear texturing. So I think this one looks kind of good because, it's got like paint actually scratched off of it and that type of thing, You can see up on the top here as well, look. So all along here, there's kind of, bits of flakes of paint and that type of thing all scratched off. And right, so I'm just kind of messing with this at the moment. So the thing about this particular mod, there are different surfaces on this mod. Some are plastic, some are rubber, some are metal, that type of thing, right? So what I'm trying to do is, obviously you wouldn't want paint being scratched off of rubber surfaces. So for example, these parts here, look, these are rubber, right? These are the PTO shafts, right? The fenders, right? That's a rubber surface, right? And this rubber, fender here then is a plastic surface, look. So it's got a different material type, look, because it's kind of glossy, right? So what I've been experimenting with is using different V masks for different parts of the mod. Now, I did ask 82 Studio about it, and he said, well, you don't necessarily need individual V masks. You kind of create a universal V mask, and then when you're doing the UDIM process, with the different material types, then It's basically a way of saving file size without having to have each individual components like rubbers or plastics or metals having their own each individual dirt and wear texture. But the problem is that this is a very, very old mod. You know, as I said, it dates from Farming Simulator 17. My understanding is that the UDIM process, it wasn't, you know, the UDIM wasn't created from scratch in Blender in terms of a you know, in terms of you know, the modern kind of version of the mod. So basically what I'm trying to say is that I don't think a universal V-mask for the dirt and wear texturing is going to work on this particular mod because of how old it is and how it was updated and converted over the years. So I'm going to have to consult with MyGamesteam about that and see what we can do. Can we create a new dirt and wear texture specific for this mod? And I'll consult with them. So say, you know, I don't want any you don't want pieces of paint, you know, coming off the rubber parts. You're not going to have pieces of paint coming off this even, look. So this is all rubber as well in the real world, look. So yeah, I'm going to be experimenting with having different material types have their own individual V-mask, and you know, make it, just spruce it up and make it a little bit different. Right, so no, you idiot. Where is my, hold on a second, where is my help? There we go. So I need to lower this now. So I still haven't figured out how to fix the simple IC sounds. I've consulted with MyGamesteam. We'll take a look at that later down the line. It's not a big deal, you know. It's very minor issue, but we'll get it fixed before the actual, you know, the official release and that type of thing. But yeah, MyGamesteam is aware of it, and we'll get it fixed. So yeah, dirt and wear texturings. So if I go into F12, let me show you this, right? So you have the vehicle here. So you can set the condition of the vehicle here. Look, you have dirt, you have wear, you have damage, right? So if I go to dirt, and I can set it into 100%. So that's what it looks like when it's all just dirty, look. Right? Okay. Now if I reset that back to okay. So that's what it looks like now, right? So you can set in each individual kind of part of the mod to the way you want it. If I want damage, I want wear. So wear 100%. You'll get all the scratches, look, all the paint flaking off. Set that back to 0, and then we will set the dirt. Where's dirt? Dirt 100%. So you get the idea, look. So you can set each individual piece in. That's the easy development console, right? So that's kind of what it looks like when it's fully dirty, without any you know, damage or wear. We'll set that back to 0. Okay. So yeah, I'm experimenting with new kind of things to try and modernize the Big M here. One of the other things as well, and I don't know how this is going to affect the mod. Let me show you something. In the real world, my friends, the Krone BiG M 500 weighs 21 tons. She's a heavy boy, right? So basically, I have adjusted the weight in the XML to reflect the real world weight of the vehicle. So it was about 13.8 tons before I, you know, modified it. Now it's 21, which is reflective of the real world. So the Big M450, for example, is 15.6 tons. You know what I mean? Now, obviously, the Big M500 is going to weigh more than that, realistically. So I did mess with the weight, but there's a consequence to that. And that is the torque scale, the power, you know, that type of thing. If you're going up steep hills, because the vehicle is now heavier, it's going to affect the you know, the performance of the vehicle in terms of going up hills and stuff like that. So we may need to adjust the the torque scale to compensate for the increased weight of the vehicle. But I do want it to reflect the real world specifications, you know. Now this is a now let me show you this. Oh, move forward, Richard. Right. So this is a ball hitch, okay, on this baler, right? So we have designed this so a pin hitch and a ball hitch will attach. I need to mention that in the credits. Well, that's not right, is it? Okay. I mean, it's a little bit closer than what it was. Previously it was up high, but that is not right. That is definitely not right. Okay, so yeah, that needs further adjustment. So that one is a fail. Alright, we're going to go through this one by one. And we'll see what is what. So we'll get a few more. So I think we'll just get like the top row of balers. And we'll work our way down. And we'll see what this thing looks like. So yeah, you look, as I said, this is very much an alpha state mod that I'm showing off here. It's not even beta state, it's alpha. Mr. Ting, how the hell are you, sir? How are things? Hope you're doing well, sir. If you're not aware, Mr. Ting streams on Twitch. He's very good, very entertaining. I highly recommend that you watch him. So yeah, this is the Krone BiG M 500 from Farming Simulator 19. So this was a mod by MyGamesteam. I helped work on this mod. Put about 10 months of work into this thing. So we're doing the conversion process from the 19 version to 22. It's going to take a lot of work. So we're basically I'm testing the attacher joint. So the attacher joint from the 19 version didn't properly convert to 22, so we had to put in a fresh attacher joint. And what we're doing now is we're testing just what it kind of looks like on the back here. So that's a fail as well, look. So that's not connecting either properly. Okay. So I probably don't need to do every single one of these balers. It's becoming obvious that, you know, it's not done right. That one is a fail as well. So its position is better than what it was, but it needs further work, clearly. That one's fine, look. It's a little bit too far in, but that is a little bit better. It definitely needs adjustment, no matter what. Yeah, so we've made it sure that it supports a ball and a pin hitch. I mean, it's actually a pin hitch on the back, but you know it supports both ball and pin. I mean, that one is a little better, but you know it's still not perfect. So we're gonna have to adjust that in the i3D. That one is good. That's not bad. Look, that's not bad. seems to vary from you know, implement to implement, you know, that type of thing. Straighten this up here. Let's see what this looks like here. Right, so my kind of guesstimation here, MP7. Is it scripted to the trailer low? Yes, it is MP7. The trailer low and trailer high. I'm thinking that the attacher joint is too far in. I think it needs to be out further. You know, so when Tony was doing his testing, the attacher joint was up here. You know, it was too far up, so I dropped it down lower. I think it's too far in. I think it needs to be out a little bit more. Light Shepherd. I'm just going to call you Light Shepherd. How are you, sir? How are things? Hope you're doing well. Thank you for tuning in. Light Shepherd. No, I'm afraid this is a PC only mod, and there's reasons for that. So, for example, originally the FS19 version, the poly count was 587,000. And as you know, MP7 Giants only allowed 250, so it was more than double the poly count. So what we've tried to do with the 22 version is we've tried to dynamically load in i3D elements to try and reduce the poly count, right? So we have it down to 420,000 at the moment. So how we did that was we are dynamically loading in pieces of the mod. For example, let me give you an example of what we're talking about. So you have the jerry can in here, right, and the batteries, right? So they're dynamically loaded in, okay? Internally, the engine is dynamically loaded in. Inside here, there is tubing that is dynamically loaded in as well. Let me unfold this thing and lower it down. Another part that I did was we're dynamically loading in the interior. See these parts in here? Okay. You have the SKF, you have the fire extinguisher, you have the water can here. Look, so all these, basically all these internal parts are all dynamically loading in. Right. Then we have inside the engine. So the engine is loading in dynamically. The tubing is loading in. So we've selected parts of the mod that are not critical and that are kind of hidden. You know what I mean? They're not, you know, they're internal parts basically. So yeah, we're dynamically loading in. So another part we're dynamically loading in is the beacon bar here. The flagpole, obviously it's missing because I screwed up the XML. But we'll get that fixed. But yeah. So yeah, there's a lot of parts now that are dynamically loaded in to try and reduce the poly count. As is the Big M500, it's a very, very complex mod, and there is a lot of individual parts that were added over time. You know, all these little pieces here, like the bolts, all the decals, all these parts here, they're all individual elements. Rebuilt all these parts. See all these parts here? All these piston pieces, they were all rebuilt. Everything inside here was rebuilt from scratch in Blender. So MyGamesteam designed these in Blender. The piston pieces, the brass elements, basically all this area in here was completely rebuilt from scratch. Got some texture problems, as I said before. The PTO shaft here should be black. It's turning up grey. That has to be fixed. All the stuff underneath here, all that stuff there, all rebuilt. So, you know, all the decals, the vent plates, you know, all this stuff is taking up polys, you know. So it's a very, very complex mod. One of the things we're hoping to do in the 22 version, and we kind of built it into the 19 version. Sorry, let me put that back down again. We're going to be putting hoses onto this thing, so you can see here there are actually points here. Let me So we have points here, right, where we're going to be running hoses, right? In the 19 version, MyGamesteam wasn't able to, you know, do hoses and that type of thing. He can in 22 now, because he's learned, obviously. So yeah, we're going to be putting hoses on this thing. We've already kind of built it in, you know what I mean? We just didn't, you know. So we're going to be putting in the hoses. The skinned mesh, we're going to be putting those on the mowers here at the bottom. These pieces here, see these pieces? These are all rigid. Right, so we're going to be taking these parts off and putting a cloth effect, you know, a skin mesh. What else is there? Let me see. Right, so yeah, I think the attacher joint location is better than it was, but it's still not perfect. We're going to have to do more work on it. What else can we look at? Let me just get rid of some of these ones here. If I can get the right bloody button combination, that is. So let's get this one. Let's get the John Deere. What else do we have? So why are there so many? Why does Giants allow? Look at this shit, right? So you've got the Massey Ferguson, right? We've got 3 the same balers. This one, and this one, and they're the same bloody model. Why is Giants allowing the same mod to be released like 10 or 20 times? This is ridiculous. Like, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Bloody, some of the new rules that Giants have implemented for FS22, I just don't agree with them. You know, I've been trying to so this is the let me show you this, guys. So this is the Pottinger hit from Farming Simulator 19. So this is what is this 13-meter tether. So basically I've converted this over myself from 19 to 22. Gonna check the log here actually just to see. So that is from the exhaust extension. That's not the mods. So we have the SKV Lincoln decals B mask. I'm going to have to take a look at that one. I must have messed something up. Why? How did that happen? Can't load resource, shared assets, Lincoln decals B mask. I don't know why that happened. I'll have to take a look at that one. Let's go down the list. That's the base game warning from Elm Creek. What else do we have? That's from the Class US Lexion pack. We have a duplicate 1110 entry. I've been trying to fix that Reaper. I can't locate where that duplicate entry is, you know, in the 1110. I looked in the mod description, but I can't find the damn thing. So I don't know where that is located. That's the, you know, SSID modding, SID modding, you know, he's Lexion pack. So he's got a duplicate 1110 entry. I don't know where that is though. I've been trying to look for that one. Tony, are there rules? How do you mean, sir? Are there rules for how the connects up, or? I mean, it should look right. Oh. See, look. So I think that's, I don't know, I think that's too far in. I think the reason that is happening is because the attacher joint is too close. It needs to be further out. That's why that's happening, I think. hell? I see a lot of ducks in chat for some reason. I don't know what's going on there. Is there some kind of a duck fetish going on or something? So yeah, I converted the 19 version of the Pottinger hit, because this is 13 meter. I've used this a lot in Farming Simulator 19 with the Big M500, so I wanted to convert it to 22 and kind of use it, you know, because they're similar width, you know. So when you actually when you cut the grass with the Big M here, and you have the tether on the back, they're perfectly sized. So that's why I wanted to put them kind of in combination with one another. John Brock, how the hell are you, sir? How are things? Thank you for tuning in, my friend. Appreciate that. MP7 Reaper, I have a question for you, sir. The real world Krone BiG M500 is 21 tons in weight, right? So I've adjusted the mass of this more to match the the real world weight. Obviously, there's going to be some kind of consequences to that, because the vehicle is now heavier than it was. It was originally 13.8 tons. I've increased the mass to 21 tons. So, do you think I should the torque scale, or the torque scale should be adjusted accordingly to compensate for the increased mass of the Big M? See, the base game Big M450, as you can see, is she's 15.6, right? So obviously the Big M500 is going to be heavier, and it is, you know, based on the real world specifications. I'm just wondering what the consequences of increasing the mass is what I'm trying to figure out, you know, and how we might compensate for the increase in mass. Let me show you what I did. So we have the base game tethers here, look. So we have this one, the Pottinger hit. So this is the 17 meter version, right? So what I did was I used this as a guide to help me convert the other one, the hit 14 or 1214. So basically I used the hit 16 sound scheme, and let me actually just so the timings are off because, you know, obviously the hit 16 is a much larger more, so that the sound scheme doesn't match up properly, you know what I mean? But I wanted to put it in there just to get the idea of it, and then I can, you know, start adjusting the timings and that type of thing to make it match. So the move support has a sound as well. So I've had a sound scheme for the move support. That works fine. That's fine. Happy enough with that. No. What am I doing? We have widespread. You idiot. I didn't turn on the tether, you moron. There we go. Now we can do it. No, down. Bloody hell, buttons. There we go, that's what I'm talking about. So that's the reason I wanted to convert the 19 Pottinger tether. They have the exact same working width, look. And it's perfect for this setup, look. So it's a good demonstration of you know, why we put the rear PTO thing on the back of this thing. So you can actually see here, look, there is a PTO, look, but it is not attached. See that? So that's something else I'll have to take into consideration. Not sure what that was like in 22 or not. But as I said, my friends, you know, this is very much an alpha state version of the Big M here. There's a lot to do with this thing. Yeah, I do like this. I do like this tether. I used it a lot in Farming Simulator 19. So I haven't seen any versions from. No one has converted this to 22 for whatever reason. I don't know why. But I don't believe it's on the mod or anything. I checked the dodgy websites. It's not on the dodgy websites either. So I just decided to convert it myself. So as I said previously, some of the simple IC features have converted over and some haven't. It's on a worker, so obviously that's not going to work. So we have the armrest, up and down, the body seat, up and down, the door. So the IC sounds are not working for some reason. We have to fix that. We have the wipers. Okay, so the wipers there. We have the clock. We need to turn on the lights. So there's an LCD clock here. So it shows the in-game time, 8:47. So we have some of the lights here as well. The hazards. That one. So we have an emissive light on some of these elements here. Emissive light on the radio. We have the internal light here. As I explained yesterday, the monitor screens are the text on the monitor screens. The monitor screens are not properly done. The text is way too small. Yeah, the key is not animated anymore. We have to fix that. We have to fix some of the colors of the emissive elements. So, for example, see the way this is showing up yellow here? That should be blue. There's some emissive elements down here that should be orange. They're kind of turning up kind of yellowish. Unfortunately, I can't remember the script from 19, but basically Giants have a new a glow shader. You know, the glow shader XML. It's different to the 19 version. So a lot of these kind of a lot of the emissive lights from 19 just don't look right in 22. So that's kind of what you're seeing there. We have the decals at the back. That's the rear camera view. It's that beacon bar. Once again, I don't know if you can see it, but the spin actually the drum spins inside, and it's linked to the RPM. So when you're mowing and using, you know, RPM, it's actually linked. So it's the drum spins up and slows down depending on you know, the current engine state. So what we could do here is we could change it to swath mode. there is your SWAT mode. All the lights are working on this thing, thank God. So yeah, we're going to have to take a look at what we're going to do about the weight or the mass of the vehicle. If there was a way to get it to display 21 tons in the shop without adjusting the actual mass of the vehicle in the XML, that would be the most ideal situation to retain what the original mass was. MyGamesteam said he'll look into that if that's possible to do that. Otherwise, as I said, I haven't increased the mass to make it 21 tons, but I'm going to have to adjust the torque scale accordingly to match with the kind of compensate for the increased mass of the vehicle. So if you guys use this mod in Farming Simulator 19, you'll be very familiar with the Krone BiG M500. It is the most high quality, best version of the Krone BiG M500 out there. I know it because I've looked at all the other versions. Even there's a couple of versions from 22, and I can assure you that it's nothing compared to this. And we're going to be doing a lot of work on the 22 version. As I said, this mower is going to have its own custom sound scheme for folding and unfolding. We're going to be bringing it up to all the FS22 standards. Obviously, you would not be folding your mowers here with that side panel open. There is no way to avoid that. So the Alpine motor configuration is 30 mph. Standard is 24. Obviously, the Alpine configuration has a more powerful torque scale to get up all these hills on Erlengracht, that type of thing. We've been exploring the possibility of putting dynamic suspension on the mod as well. We have physical parts built into the mod already for that. So there's all sorts of, we have like springs underneath the front here. So what we're going to do is we're going to get a baler. And we're just going to do a little bit of baling. Take a look at this John Deere here. Right, so the John Deere is a good example of it not attaching correctly. So let me just take a picture of that for MyGamesteam. This is, I think the attacher joint is too far in. I think it needs to be out further. That's what it seems like to me. We have unfold baler. So this is a square baler, which is good. We have swath dropping. That's correct. That's what we want. lower pickup, turn on baler. Lower. So that's another example of why we put the rear PTO on the Big M here. It means that you can cut the grass, swath it, and then bale it at the same time. Now I personally recommend that you get a square baler because it means you don't have to stop, obviously. That's kind of a good example of why we put the rear PTO on this thing. So obviously with a round baler you'll have to stop and unload, as you would normally with a tractor. So you're basically getting two jobs in one, done at the same time. It's a time saver for people. It's unrealistic, obviously. The real world Big M500 doesn't have a rear PTO or anything. It's a shop option, if you want to play a hashtag realistic, you just you don't have to get it, but it's there for people who want to use it. So you can obviously anything with a ball hitch or a pin hitch will connect to it. A 3-point will not attach to the rear. It has to be a ball hitch or pin hitch. And you can obviously do windrowing, tedding, and baling, square and round baling. There are other implements out there that uses a pin hitch. I mean, you could probably try put other implements on the back of the Big M. I don't know why you would want to do that, but you could certainly try it. I'm sure there are various implements out there that use a pin hitch, but it's not something I have tested because I don't really see the point of it. But I'm sure there are creative people out there who just give it a shot and see what's possible. So yeah, that's that there. So it does work. Just needs fine tuning. It's not perfect, as you can see. Look, the attacher joint isn't correct, but we'll get it fixed. That's kind of the point. We shall get it fixed. Fold that again. No. So yeah, the ladder is animated as well. When you get in or out, it actually has a moves. That's based on the real world Krone BiG M500 as well. So we have the engine here. Okay. Go. So that's the interior of the Big M here. So the eagle-eyed among you will probably know that this is actually we basically use the we use some of the, not all of it, but we use some of the interior of the Krone BiG M 450. For example, the rubber seat at the bottom. See this the carpet or rubber mat, whatever. That's actually from the BiG M 450. Right, so we did use certain elements from the BiG M 450 to kind of rebuild the interior of the cabin, that type of thing. The monitors are custom. The dashboard here is mostly custom. The joystick is custom. The joystick element is from the big M450, but all the buttons and the decals and that type of thing are different. We've adjusted the steering wheel here. We have our own kind of custom logo in the center here. Look, the Krone. This is kind of a metallic logo. So you know, some of it, it's a combination of original pieces and the big M450. You know, so for example, the monitors, we created the monitors from scratch, and all the cabling and that type of thing. That net, see that net part there? That's from the big M450. See that net piece there? The seat is its own thing. We reuse some of the speakers up here. They're from the big M450. So you know, we kind of we used individual parts, you know, to kind of rebuild it, you know, as best we could. Because if you saw the original, you know, some of the big M500s from 17 or 19, the quality of it was just awful, terrible, just awful. So a lot of the original mods from 19, they all have FS13 textures, you know, and we basically had to pretty much rebuild the entire mod from scratch to get it up to, you know, full UDIM and bring it all up to scratch. For example, the like all the moving parts on the motors, none of this was in the older versions before MyGamesteam started working on it. So see all these pieces in here, look, and these pieces in here, right? So what we did was we took all these parts from the big M450 and we put them into the 500. So that's how we were able to do that. But we've modified them and changed them so they, you know, they work and fit with the big M500 here. All these pieces here were rebuilt from scratch. See these parts here? So all these piston pieces, whatever you call them, they were all rebuilt from scratch. All these parts here were rebuilt. All this section in here was rebuilt. All these pieces in here was rebuilt. Did a lot of work on the front here. Used real world pictures and videos of the big M500 to kind of match and copy it. All the decals were basically done from scratch to match the real world big M500. All this area in here was rebuilt from scratch. This entire section. The motors were substantially rebuilt. All this PTO section was built in Blender from scratch. See these pieces here? All that part here, all along here. All these pieces here were all built from scratch. It was very, very complex to get the animations of these folding pieces in. To get those PTO sections to fold properly. Very complex animation. Even this metallic piece here at the back was rebuilt. See that piece there, look? Rebuilt that from scratch. The camera, all the tubing, the hoses, the cabling, everything back here was rebuilt. The Krone logo, these pieces were rebuilt. These pieces here, all the cables. So yeah, we did a massive amount of work. As I said, we spent 10 months basically rebuilding the big M450. And I think it looks great, you know. Very happy with the outcome of it. Right, so I think that is going to be it, my friends. I have enough information now to continue working. I'm going to take a quick look at the same. So this is a mod from Farming Simulator 19. Someone converted it to 22. And I wanted to take a look at it quickly. Well, that's not very good, is it? The camera is broken. camera is broken. Yeah, that camera is all sorts of off. So the modder who converted this, he does not have permission from the original FS19 modder, just to be aware. I think this is like 75 horsepower or something. Outside of the you know, the outdoor camera being broken, it doesn't seem too bad. I've certainly seen worse conversions. I do like the engine sound in it. It's a bit different. So I thought this one would be nice for, you know, vineyard work, you know. Are there two more lights in the front of this? There are, but they're not working, look. Oh, I wonder why that is. Give me a second there, guys. Excuse me. Yeah, so there's two more lights at the front here, but they're not working. For some reason. Oh, okay. I guess he's going to have to fix that. I think he could have done a better job with the license plate. See the way the license plate is at the bottom there. In my opinion, he should have that up higher in the middle. You know, it's not a bad little mod, I guess. I think it's 75 horsepower. 75, yeah, manual transmission. Nope. Not a bad little tractor. Once the camera position is fixed. I would imagine the original modder is probably going to do this himself. You know, bring it to FS22. You know, someone has ported this over. You know, without permission. You know, I said I'd take a quick look at it, you know. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. I mean, it's pretty good quality, actually, you know. I guess the only thing I would have liked is, see this black part here on the front? It would have been nice if that was kind of a transparent mesh. You know what I mean? Does this have a front PTO? Does that have a front PTO? It does have a front PTO. Oh, shit me. Okay, just as a matter of interest, you know what I mean? Just to see. Bloody well does. Okay. Oh! That's just bad driving there, my friends. Bad driving. There we go. Now, there is no way this should be able to realistically cut grass. We'll give it a shot. There's a lot of weight in this thing. It's not designed for this. I don't know if I have enough money to buy the field here. I Do we have enough money to buy this, I wonder? Do, yay. No, down. Oh shit me, it does. Okay. I didn't think that would work, but whatever. Holy crap. I mean, it's struggling, obviously, but I mean, it kind of works. Realistically, it shouldn't work, but it kind of does. No. This should be a lot better now. Yeah, so yeah, she has a front and rear PTO. That is not bad for a little tractor. So yeah, you could use something like this for vineyard harvesting, I think. So yeah, that's the same Argon 375. It's a mod from FS19. Someone has ported it to 22. And I think it's not a bad little mod, actually. Yeah, the log is clean as far as I'm aware. I'll check the log here quickly, just to see if there's anything in there. I don't understand why the can't load resource, the SFS Lincoln is not loading in the VMask. I'm going to have to check that. I don't know why that is not loading in. Oh, the particle system for the tether is wait, what? Failed to find particle system for type tether. I'm gonna have to check that one as well. So the conversion I did on the hit 14 is not very good, because clearly there are errors. I'm gonna have to try and look at that one and fix that one as well. And the Agron is fine. That is clear. Okay, so I need to look at the tether, and I'm gonna have to look at the Big M, see why that VMask is not loading in. Right, so that's 2 jobs for me to do offline. So my friends, there you go. Yeah, look, that's the whole point of testing. You know, get in there, look for bugs, and then fix them. You know, that's what bug testing is about. So listen, my friends, we're just coming up to an hour now streaming. So I'm going to say thank you all very much for tuning in. I appreciate it. And God willing, we shall see you again in the next one.